Busch Gardens Tampa Bay opened back in 1959, and 65 years later it's become one of America's greatest experiences with a combination of theme park attractions, wildlife spectacles, and exceptional entertainment offerings throughout this time. However, with the 2025 season approaching in many months' time, a potential new project could be in the works, as marks and walls have now been spotted around the long-rumoured developed Jungala area of the theme park. So before we discuss everything about the work going on in Jungala and what it could mean for Busch Gardens Tampa from 2025 onwards, please make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. We are on the road to 3,000 subscribers and 500,000 views here in the UK, so let's get there as soon as possible, please. We've got plenty of news content. If you do want the latest in sport, gaming and entertainment, check out the deck. The link's in the description down below. Our partner website that's an official partnered with the channel, so the channel is now part of the deck's website, so go and check it all out. Potentially we could be seeing some audio versions of these videos soon. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, thrill seekers of all ages, let's get straight into this news update, as today, Chall Chats Busch Gardens Tampa. So before we talk to a very special guest about all this work, let's discuss with you first of all the history of the Jungala area. This area of the park opened back in April 2008 and is a 4-acre site full of close-up animal encounters, a water play area for families and children, and rope bridges to experience the atmosphere of the wild jungle. It's a wonderful family area that immerses guests into a wild surrounding where families become explorers and search through the wilderness to find fun thrills for the whole family. So where are we at with this project? Well, early rumours back in December 2023 suggested a new attraction was coming in to replace Jungala for the 2025 season, and I do remember doing a video previously about this. And this American theme park was ready to introduce the next generation of family fun thrills. Alleged information gave us the idea of a potential family wooden roller coaster, potentially on the levels of Bobcats at Six Flags Great Escape, or Kentucky Flyer at Kentucky Kingdom. And in the Phoenix Rising Media Day video by Tampa J this past week, go and subscribe to him, the Bengal boats and Tiger trucks were removed, with rumours of new kids rides replacing them. There is uncertainty around the future of that site in terms of what's coming to the park next season. However, I'm sure we'll be excited to find out. So before I talk about my thoughts on everything going on the Jungala site at Busch Gardens Tampa for 2025, we've got Jake's Coasters, the man who took those construction pictures that we saw earlier in the video. He is joining me now live from America. Jake, massive thank you for coming on to the news update today. Great to have you on the show, mate. First of all, obviously, you were there taking the photos on site on Jungala, which seems to be where the action's happening for the potentially next season for Busch Gardens Tampa. From what you saw on site, what could you tell us in a bit more detail about the construction photos and also what looks like in terms of the scale of the project?
Yeah, so the Jungala section of the park has actually been closed since the 2020 lockdowns with COVID, and it never really reopened. Recently, what we've seen is some construction walls come up around the back of the area. So all the playground equipment and everything like that seems to be going away. Now, if you look at Google Maps, if you look at a map of Busch Gardens, what you'll find is there is a ton of room behind the Jungala section of the park. So effectively, they could do a couple of different things. They could simply just be refurbing that small section, or they could really expand a huge distance behind the entire area, opening up a massive plot of land for something very big.
Yeah, there's plenty of opportunity there to expand on something and really create something majestic. The early rumor from the first markings or the first kind of signs of action, months and months ago, were a family wooden coaster, something on the lines of an invader type of attraction at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. We saw the success of that. We know that Busch Gardens Williamsburg at the minute seems to go in the family invert direction for 2025 with the success of Phoenix Rising. Do you think it's going to be a Uno reverse of that? Do you think that Busch Gardens Tampa could go in the invader style direction and create a gravity craft family wooden roller coaster with that kind of land, or could expect something bigger than that?
I do think that they were looking at like a not looking at necessarily adding Zambezi Zinger, like copy and pasting that, but I do think they were looking at that to see kind of how that performed. Also, a wooden coaster that's been tossed around quite a bit. The only problem with wooden coasters in Central Florida, specifically the Tampa area, and this is unique to just our part of the world, it's humid all the time. So the wooden coasters do not do very well. You can go take a look at Fun Spot. They just don't do very well. So I imagine I would actually be very surprised if they did a wooden coaster. It would be something along the lines of a Titan track sort of thing where it's mostly steel. I personally would love like a Mystic Timbers at Busch Gardens. I think that would be fantastic. But at the same time, I understand there's some real it's a struggle to get a wooden coaster to work right in Central Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously we focus now on the area that's going to be removed for this development. I mean, Jungala, it's created such a legacy for families, for kids. It's been a great kids area. There's been some wonderful attractions for people to just be immersed and experience in this atmosphere. Is there any particular memories you've got of Jungala as an area? Is there any particular highlights of Jungala in your personal lifestyle or any ones that you know?
Yeah, so that area actually was home to Busch Gardens' first coaster, or I believe it was first coaster, Python. So that whole area is kind of like a sacred plot of land to me. So a lot of people have said that if we do get this big project, it could potentially be linked to the old Python coaster, which should actually be kind of cool in my opinion. Just a little nod to it. Obviously, I don't want to start any rumors. There's just some stuff floating around, but everyone has said, wouldn't it be cool if Busch Gardens' first coaster, Python, could come back to some degree. So there also used to be some haunted houses back there in Hollow Scream, so it's a big part of just memories back in that area. I will say that the park executives themselves have commented as to how tiny that area of land is. So I do know that they've been looking at that plot to kind of expand it in general. As to what they're going to do, there's a whole lot of options.
Absolutely. And finally then, I mean, that's what we're going to kind of discuss really. I mean, we spoke about the family wooden coaster possibility. We've spoken about that, and we've spoken about the links to Python as well. What could they do with that plot of land? Because they're removing this kid-friendly family area that was home to the first coaster of Busch Gardens Tampa with Python. It's got a very sacred history, and Jungala was a great family area. You don't want to lose that family aspect because you need to fill the void almost. But look at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, for example, and we looked at how they removed Le Mans Raceway for Griffin, a family ride for a thrill ride, and then they removed Big Bad Wolf and filled the family ride void with Verbolten. So should Tampa be going in the family direction to leave a void for Jungala with a Python link? Is there any particular coaster types you think could work in this current coaster lineup? Is there any particular coaster types you think are missing? And is there any particular concepts that could work within the sort of site that the attraction will sit in?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different factors going on right now. So the first one, yes, they could totally do another family coaster. A big outcry has been Busch Gardens doesn't have any indoor rides. I spoke earlier about the humidity. It's humid all the time in Tampa because it rains every afternoon in the summertime. So a lot of people want something inside. So they could theoretically kill two birds with one stone and do kind of like at Silver Dollar City, like a fire in the hole type of thing with RMC. They could do that, certainly. I personally would put that somewhere else in the park, but they could go that route if they wanted to. There's, in my opinion, I know this might be controversial, but you can't have too many family coasters. You can't have too many stair step coasters for the little kids, and also people that don't like the loops. The more I ride Kumba, the more I'm like, dang, this is intense, man. Like, not everybody can ride this. So they totally could do a family coaster. I think the aspect that people need to keep in mind with Busch Gardens Tampa is it does very well when they're kind of breaking records and when they're doing these big, tall, fast things, because it's really important to remember next year we have a very big project opening in Florida, Epic Universe, which is going to completely change, how theme parks are operating and their decisions for the next couple of years, maybe even a decade, at least in Central Florida. It's really going to shake things up. So they have a lot of family coasters, not a lot of family coasters, but they have a lot of family stuff at Epic Universe. So I don't know if Busch Gardens specifically is interested in competing with that, but also the term family coaster, that stretches far and wide. So, you ask somebody to define what exactly is a family coaster. Well, family can ride on Mako at SeaWorld, and that's 200 feet tall. So, there's a lot of different directions. I think for Busch Gardens, they really are going to continue to want to be the thrill ride, the Cedar Point of Florida, if I were to take a wild guess, and then let SeaWorld kind of do the family market stuff. So if I were to venture to say, I think that the next thing at Busch Gardens Tampa will be big.
Absolutely. Jake, thank you very much for taking some time out to come on to to this news update today, and I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Big, massive thank you there to Jake's Coasters over there in America. So let's go a bit deeper into my thoughts about this whole project. I mean, straight away, Jungala, a wonderful family area. They've got some wonderful rides for the children, for families, got some wonderful animal encounters, and it seems like the rumor or the big speculation at the moment is that we're going to get some new potential kids rides to give a bit of a refresh to this Jungala area. There's big speculation around that. There's also still speculation around the potential of a family wooden roller coaster to the park. We're going to keep our eyes and ears peeled on that one. I personally believe, I don't know what to believe at this stage at the moment. We're keeping very good close tabs on all the information, all the rumors, all the speculation surrounding this project. Keeping eyes on all of it. It's all just speculation at this minute, so do take it with a pinch of salt. However, the walls, the construction walls, the markers, as seen by the pictures from Jake's Coasters during that interview segment of the show, that's not, speculation. That is official confirmed information. That is there in public, waiting for the guests to see. And I'm very intrigued as to what Busch Gardens Tampa have got planned. I think with them just introducing Phoenix Rising to the park, a family inverted roller coaster by Bolliger and Mabillard this year, with them just introducing that, I do, for me, personally feel like this is just going to be a family investment. I don't, and I get the early speculation of a family wooden roller coaster, and if that is the case, then I think that's a wonderful addition to the park. I think with Busch Gardens Williamsburg having Invader as their family wooden roller coaster, I think that it's no harm in Tampa adding a family wooden roller coaster to the park as well, and having both Busch Gardens parks, two main Busch Gardens parks, having wooden roller coasters for the families and for guests of all ages, pretty much. So for me, I feel like that is a genuine possibility. I do also get the possibility of them revamping that whole Jungala area, bringing some more kids rides in, making it a real standout family and kids area to the park. I think that would be a really good direction to go in for 2025, a full refresh of Jungala into a major new wild themed kids section of the park, really give the Jungala area a huge new piece of life, new investments for the kids, and I do believe that is a genuine direction to go as well. So I'm going to keep tabs on all of this. I'm going to be very, very interested to see what they do with this all. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, a massive thank you to Jake's Coasters for appearing in this video. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. And for now, I'm the CHALL. Ta-ra for now. And that is the end of your theme park experience.